Yeah, we are live. Let's go. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. We were talking behind the scenes. Hi. You guys are watching the Mac and Cheese podcast. I'm your hostess. My name is Mary. You guys all know me. We brought a new fan on tonight. Do you want to say who you are and who you're a fan of?
Yeah, Jordan Hunt, Panthers Pulse on Twitter. I'm a Panthers fan. Obviously, it's in the name. But yeah, I'm excited to be here, Mary. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Do you want to explain what you guys talk about? If you guys do a, I know you told me you're a podcaster. Do you want to talk about if you have a co-host so my fans can get to know you and your podcast a little bit?
Yeah, it's just me right now. I try to do weekly podcasts with the Draft Professor on Twitter. And we kind of just talk about, like I said earlier, we talk about the NFL draft prospects going into 2027 now. So I started summer scouting earlier this month, probably the end of April. And right now it's just a matter of going through and building out the board. And, obviously things change throughout the season. Players perform better than we thought, and players don't perform well at all. So, like I said, I'll build my board up to about 400 by the time August, September rolls around. And then we'll go from, play it by ear from there.
Do you want to talk about, see, I knew the chat was going to ask you questions about your schedule. Yeah. You knew it. They usually do. Do you want to talk about where they can find your podcast? Because I noticed that you have a Substack, but I didn't know where they can find your content or whatever.
So right now I'm mainly on Twitter, and also, like I just said, Substack as well. I try to put out an article every week. I'm still trying to break into the podcasting arena. Trying to get my feet wet as far as what do I need to do? What's the best method of building up my brand first before I jump into it? And everybody tells me you just need to get out there, just do it. But yeah, right now, like I said, Twitter and Substacks where I have most of my content, whether it's Panthers related or NFL draft related.
I love that you cover both of them, honestly, because I tend to do both, but I don't do a well job at it. The reason why I asked you if you wanted to go live too right away, because I went live right away without being asked. So that's why I tend to ask, hey, do you want to go live? And you were graciously answered it. And congratulations on the kid.
Thank you.
Told me. You're obviously happy with it?
Yeah. He's great. He sleeps most of the day and he's up all night. So
you got lucky, kind of. You got lucky while you work, but not really.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get to this question from chat really quick, and then we can. This is about your schedule. Schedule release was yesterday, as we're going to talk a little bit about a lot more than we think. Any surprises from your schedule?
And then so we went from 0 primetime games last year to 3. So that was a little shocking for me. I didn't think we were going to get 3. I thought we'd probably get 1, maybe 2. Seeing the Bears week 1 was fun. It's fun. I think the biggest surprise though for me was just seeing that we were going to have 3 primetime games. And the biggest thing, another thing we talked about early in the chat was our week 5 bye, which is not ideal. You always want to have a later bye potentially. So having one week 5 is kind of like, are we gonna have a rough start and we kind of use the bye to catapult us towards the end of the season, or are we gonna get start off hot and then that bye is gonna kind of throw a wrench in everything? So we'll see. Last time we had a week 5 bye, we went to the Super Bowl. So
great. Yeah. Okay. So see you in NFC Championship. Got it.
Yeah,
good to
exactly.
know. And then this one said, for example, at Lions versus Panthers Sunday Night Football week 4. Were you surprised about that? Lions versus Panthers week 4?
Yeah, I was. I wasn't surprised that it was we were going to play the Lions early on. But I was surprised that we got the week 4 Sunday Night Football game. I was a little surprised about that one. because we like I said, we have 3. The 2 are later on in the season. I was thinking maybe one of them gets flexed if the division comes down to a tight race again. But getting one week 4 before the bye was kind of surprising. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Someone said the Packers had a week 5 bye last year. True. That's actually true. This year it's week 11, which is good.
Yeah.
And then, though, that's due to Thanksgiving Eve game on Wednesday, week 12. It's a Wednesday night football game against the Rams.
That's going to be a great game.
Because the Packer gods hate me. Well, because we play Vikings week 1. Like, right away. It's going to be Kyler Murray versus J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, I think you're probably I don't know. Let me ask you, are you hoping for JJ or are you hoping for Kyler?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's because like Jonathan Gannon knows how to play with Kyler.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, he should know his weaknesses.
Exactly. The thing is as well, Packers have played against Kyler pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not
anyone.
He's a Packers fan, so that also says a lot.
Yeah.
Most of the chat is Packers fans, so you're gonna get like a good bench of them. And that's we also have a Bears fan that's like in and out of chat most of the time. I don't see him right now, so you're good. But as far as that goes, I honestly don't know, because what's the defense gonna look like?
Yeah.
With Micah possibly being PUP. It's up in the air with that. Like, what's Jonathan Gannon's defense going to look like too? Because we know we're switching to a 3-4 this year versus a 4-3 like last year. So that's going to be different. It's honestly going to be a whole different team, to tell you the truth, because we have a new kicker. Brandon McManus got released. So all Packer fans were hyped up. I'm not going to lie. All Packer fans were literally hyping. And I don't think he should have hyped. Ooh, okay, Brittany. I see this. Who do you hope plays well? Okay, this might be a question for you. It seems how you know draft, and I can answer it from a Packers perspective, maybe. Who do you hope plays well on the Packers? Green Bay Packers? Oh, I already know your answer. That's not fair. During the season. I feel like I know who you're going to say based on previous.
Who do I hope plays well in the Green Bay Packers?
We're for the Packers.
Yeah, I
feel like I know your answer.
Yeah, I like a few of the players. I think Edrin Cooper is going to have a phenomenal year, especially while Micah's still rehabbing. I think he provides that inside-out flexibility, versatility where he can rush the passer. He's also going to be really good in coverage. You guys switch into a 3-4, and you have Zaire Franklin who can man the middle for a little bit. So
it's really quick. We're technically switching to a 3-4, but Gannon doesn't like to say what defense he's going to play until that week. He switches it based on the quarterback, is what he told the media.
That's
so
smart.
That's the thing, is he won't tell us. So on paper it's a 3-4, but it could be a 4-3 some weeks. It depends on the quarterback. So.
Yeah, they brought up Brandon Cisse in the chat. I think Brandon Cisse is somebody that he can have a really good year. Coming from South Carolina, I know he was on our board for potentially in the second round as well. So somebody that has zone capabilities, but he's also a good man. So good athlete, phenomenal athlete. And I think that's why he kind of shot up the boards, and a lot of people had him going late first. So the fact that you guys got him in the second round was really good value.
Okay. And then save Tucker Craft for week 3 against the Falcons.
Not the Jets.
Oh, wait.
For Jets.
I mean, but it's the Falcons. We also play the Falcons week 3. That's the first game at Lambeau is week 3.
Yeah.
Wait, on Thursday Night Football.
Tua's lucky it's not going to be cold.
on Thursday Night Football.
We know Tua can't play in the cold.
But
so.
The Dolphins have to play in the cold.
Yeah, I know, and he always struggled. He always struggled.
And it's Malik Willis' revenge game, too, for the Dolphins. What was your thoughts about that trade? I know we didn't talk about that. Were you surprised?
I was surprised that he got the money he got. I thought he looked well in his starts last year with you guys, but I also think it was a little bit of LaFleur because he's so good at his gameplay and game plan. So, like, again, I don't think Malik Willis is a terrible quarterback. I think he's good, and I think he's going to have some opportunities to really showcase it. But right now, Miami just doesn't have anything around him, so it's going to look bad.
See, they know how to get you. They know how to get – okay. Hopefully, Matthew Golden. What were your thoughts about Matthew Golden from last year's draft, if you can remember?
I had him as my wide receiver 3 coming out. I didn't really count Travis Hunter as a wide receiver. I thought he was a better cornerback, so I listed him as a cornerback. But Matthew Golden was my wide receiver 3. I thought he had a really good year at Texas, and I thought he was I think there was some inconsistencies with him. I knew he was a little bit more raw, but the athletic abilities with him being a 4.2 guy and, being above 6 foot and being able to play across the middle, I thought he was somebody that could eventually be a number 1. I just thought it was going to take him a little bit of time. But the upside for him is definitely there. And I think if you get him and Christian Watson on the field at the same time, the speed that you guys have for Jordan Love is just ridiculous.
Well, we also have Sky Moore, which is – well, I think Sky Moore is basically going to be a return man.
Return, yeah. Because
Keyshawn Nixon already said he won't do it. So, on punt return. Wait, what is your thoughts about Keyshawn Nixon?
I think he's a good cornerback. I thought he had
actually.
I thought he had a decent year. He started off really well and he kind of played. And I think it was because when Micah went down, the pass rush took a little dip, and it kind of caused the corners to have to cover more. And it's like the same way with Hobbs. I think they're good, but I think they benefit from a better pass rush.
No revenge. Yeah, Romeo Doubs gone. Still wish we kept him, but I understand why we didn't. Fine. Well, Justin knows this. I wanted Romeo Doubs that draft season. I literally texted Justin on Twitter, Packers will get Romeo Doubs, and it happened. Man. If you want to know what Packers think of Keyshawn Nixon, boom.
Yeah, just done late in the year.
Well, I don't know. I think it's because Rich Bisaccia also left the building. Rich Bisaccia, I think that's why Keyshawn Nixon honestly came over, is because of the Raiders connection. Because Keyshawn Nixon was a Raider. So, I don't know. I think Nate Hobbs. Like, that's literally why they said they came to Green Bay, is because of Rich Bisaccia. And now he's gone. And then they left. Well, what was your opinion about Rich Bisaccia? Did you like him?
Good special teams. He's a good special teams coach. I don't think he got a fair shot with the Raiders as a head coach, but I know like the Packers had a lot of special teams woes as far as kickers go last year.
We still do.
Yeah, so I think like obviously he's a special teams coordinator, so he's going to get blamed for that. So yeah, I don't know. I think the kicker thing is we don't like to think about kickers because when we have a good kicker, it's like we don't really praise them. And then when we don't have one, we're like, oh my God, I need a good kicker. That's like the position the Carolina Panthers have been in since 2018. We finally got one last year that was competent. And it's like it's a breath of fresh air because we had, Joey Sly for all those years and Eddie Pinheiro for all those years. And those two guys are so inconsistent. It's ridiculous.
I mean, would you rather have Brandon Hernandez?
No, not after what I saw last year, no. I'll pass.
I mean, we have Trace back for the kicker from Florida.
Yeah. Which, I mean, he could be I think he was one of the top kickers.
He was the top kicker.
The top kicker, I think, between him and I think Zapata out of Michigan were like the only two kickers that I saw on draft boards. So hey, you take one every cycle and see what happens if you don't have one.
Please no. The thing is though, and I'm glad that you kind of brought this up. Mason Crosby liked Trace Mack. So, and he was a former.
And Mason Crosby was phenomenal. So
right, but it turns out I can't remember who Trace Mack was actually coached by, but it was a former Packers. He was coached by a former Ravens kicker, not the former one, but not the former punter. But I can't. Here, I'm gonna give you this comment really quick. I just want to see special teams to be competent. Yeah. I mean, we have Matthew Orsick as long snapper, if that means anything. Yeah, but we have Daniel Whelan as our punter, though. So I'm happy with him. He's good. He's great. But really quick, here, what I'm saying. Okay, so Trace Mack was trained by former NFL kicker Matt Stover. That's who it was. Were you surprised by that move that he was trained by him? Or
no. Okay. Matt Stover, was he at Florida? Was he at Florida alone?
I think Broncos.
Broncos, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Matt Stover, who was also a mentor to Packers all-time leading scorer Mason Crosby.
Oh, okay.
So that's that connection. Okay, check us off connection. Good job, chat. Actually, not really. Smack was a Florida Gator. Yeah, we know, but we're talking about Stover, Justin, if you know. Chat can sometimes answer our questions too. Okay. How do you think your guys is drafted? Did you guys like it?
I think our fan base wanted a wide receiver. I think we were kind of split down the middle. We wanted half the fan base wanted offensive line, half the fan base wanted weapons for Bryce. And for me, I didn't think Monroe Freeling was going to be there at 19, so I really didn't have him on a ton of my board. I thought he was going to go top 15, worst case scenario. So when he was there at 19, I was like, okay, I would be fine with taking Monroe Freeling because the guy I wanted was Kenyon Sadiq, and he went 16th to the Jets. So I was like, you know what? It doesn't even matter at this point. Just take the best player. And I think that's what the Panthers did. They felt like Monroe Freeling was the best player. I think he has really good upside. So we'll see. You always want to make sure you can protect your quarterback. And I think that's what they tried to do this offseason with, getting the two guys in the draft and then signing a couple offensive linemen as well in free agency. Lee Hunter from Texas Tech, the defensive tackle we took in the second round. I was a little surprised we did that. But with the news, we just paid Tershawn Wharton last year. And then we also paid Bobby Brown last year, and we have Derek Brown. So I was like, okay, maybe like if you want to get a defensive tackle, maybe get one later. Well, then today the news that Tershawn Wharton had neck surgery came out. So I'm like, did they know that he was going to have neck surgery before the draft? And that's why they kind of prioritized the defensive tackle a little bit earlier. I think that's what happened. And I like Bobby. Lee Hunter. I thought he was a phenomenal player at Texas Tech. I just didn't think that we were going to take him. But now with everything coming to the light, it kind of makes sense. Yes. Third round, we took Chris Brazel, the tight end or the wide receiver out of Tennessee. And to me, that was my favorite pick because the value. I thought that was somebody we could have taken at 51. We got him at 83. It was really good value. And then Sam Heck in the 5th round. A lot of people had him as a top 100 player. Zakee Wheatley, again, top 100 player. We got both those guys in the 5th round. So overall, all in all, I think it was a really good draft for Dan Morgan and company. It was the second straight year that he's been praised for his draft. It's just a matter of getting those players on the field and actually showing some production. So a lot of people are worried that, with us signing Rasheed Walker, that's going to hamper us from starting Monroe Freeling. And I'm like, I try to get my fan base to understand when you look at contracts. Yeah, Rasheed Walker signed a 1-year, $10 million contract. That's really $4 million guaranteed, and it can be up to $10 million if he plays well. Yeah, if he plays well, if he plays the entire season, he gets $10 million if he starts. I think it's like 10 plus games. They're not going to start this guy unless Monroe Freeling is just not ready out the gate. Yeah. And he's a top 20 pick, so more often than not, he's going to have his lumps anyway, especially playing left tackle. But they're going to put him out there. They really liked him. There's nothing stopping him. Like $4 million is $4 million for an NFL team. That's not starter money for a left tackle.
No.
So I think Monroe Freeland is going to be the starter. If he's not the starter week 1, he'll be the starter by coming off the bye in week 6. So, yeah, I think Rasheed Walker is solid. I don't think he's a starter. I think he's a swing tackle, and that's where like we kind of, and it's really funny because the reason why I came into Rasheed Walker is the Jordan run clip against Myles Garrett. Where Myles Garrett's like, he screamed, Jordan run. And I was like, oh man, like this guy. So like that's what he's famous for me. I think he's good depth. Not necessarily a starter, which is fine. You don't have to be a starter. Not everybody has to be a starter. But I think go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I think for us, the free agency was big for us because we signed Jalen Phillips, and we also signed Devin Lloyd, which I thought were 2 huge moves for us. Everybody felt like we overpaid Jalen Phillips for he got $30 million a year, but he was top 10 in pressures last year. Now he wasn't top 10 in sacks, and I get that. You obviously want to merge the two, but when you can cause havoc from the edge, which we were second to last in the NFL in pressures last year from the edge position. Wow. Yeah. So we just needed to get better in that aspect and kind of really force guys to have to step up in the pocket. And that's what Jalen Phillips does best right now. Now, can he get better as far as finishing those sacks? Because there was about 10 times where he missed on a sack last year. So obviously he needs to work in that area. But if I can get somebody that can cause havoc on first and second down and allow Derek Brown to kind of clean up those sacks, that's what I really want. And that's where, Jalen Phillips comes into play. And then if you look at our defense last year, the only really place where we were susceptible was at the linebacker position because we just couldn't cover across the middle. And if anybody got past our defensive line, they were going to have a 10-yard rush. Our linebackers couldn't tackle. They couldn't play in coverage. And it was just bad. It was just bad all around. And, you go out and sign an all-pro linebacker. I think that's really helped us as far as like what our defense is expected to be this year. So, yeah, I was impressed with, everything Dan Morgan did in the offseason.
People weren't expecting Packers to keep Walker. Like, I told you.
Yeah, you told me
that. Especially after he was inconsistent last season. Yeah, that's true. Browns game was brutal. Yeah. I was at a bar that game.
Good place to be for that game.
What?
I said good place to be for that game, yeah.
Let's just say we were all screaming when we lost because that's the game, if I'm correct, that Jordan Love intercepted the last play. We were all screaming our heads off. Anyways, yeah, but AJ Dillon, you also got AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Not like it?
I don't know. I don't know like what his role is going to be for us. I know he took last year off, so he's obviously fresh and he's healthy. I mean, you could probably tell me better. Is he good in short yardage situations? Because I feel like that's probably the best place to use him.
If I remember correctly, he honestly fumbled a lot. Well, because we also didn't see him a lot because that was when Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams was still on the team.
Yeah.
So it was like a 1-2 combination. But so we had Aaron Jones for a little bit when Josh Jacobs was signed. So the whole idea was Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones, thunder and lightning kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then that's when Drew Rosenhaus was like, no, I don't want him to play with the Packers, and that's why he's with the Vikings. And I'm sad about it. It is what it is. But as far as AJ Dillon, though, he seemed to really not even see the field a lot. He was like a third string court running back for the most part, from I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, just to clarify it, but that's what I remember.
I'm thinking he's just going to be a camp body. Somebody that's gonna, play in the preseason, probably get some reps in the preseason to kind of showcase his talents, and just keep Chuba Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks healthy, so they're not getting a ton of wear and tear on their body over the offseason. So I don't expect him to make the 53-man roster. If he ends up on a practice squad, I also wouldn't be shocked.
Well, you might have just made my friend Cassie happy. That's one of her favorite players is AJ Dillon. So if she finds out that we get him back,
Yeah.
Okay. What is your record prediction for your team and also your division? What do you guys think you will do? So like records.
So I think right now, looking at the schedule and everything that's laid out for us, I have us going 10-7 this year. We do have a pretty tough schedule, but last year our schedule was pretty tough as well. So not really scared of anybody on our schedule this year. But I do know there's some tough offenses that we're going to have to play, especially when we have to go up against Cincinnati, Detroit, Green Bay, Baltimore, Seattle, Denver. Those type of teams. We're going to have to see them. But at the end of the day, I think if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. So, I like I said, 10-7 for us. I have us going 4-2 within the division. I think we'll lose one game against the Saints, and we'll lose one game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just because they're the big bad wolf. They're the team that we have to. We finally took the crown last year, but I think it was like the last 4 seasons before that they were the NFC South champions. So
you think they're going to take it back?
So we'll see.
Were you bummed about Rico Dotto leaving?
No, I was not. Absolutely not. I think Rico had a good, 3 or 4 weeks in the middle of the season against Dallas and Miami, and those 2 games really, carried the tone of the season for him, because I think he got, 33% of his total rushing yards came in those 2 games alone against 2 bottom 5 defenses. So it's like, okay, it was great to have in those games, but at the same time, down the stretch of the season, you were non-existent for us. So I hope you have success in Pittsburgh, but I wasn't willing to pay Rico Dowdle the $6-7 million he was asking for. When, like I said, he really showed nothing for us down the stretch of the season. And that culminated in I think 5 carries for 9 yards in the playoffs, which was just absolutely nuts.
Okay. You already kind of answered number 3, but also ask it. You can kind of skip part of it. You already said you like your free agency class, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is so boring now. Would you sign someone if you could?
Yeah, if there was a linebacker out there.
Okay.
Right now, we have Trevor Wallace is our linebacker 2. And again, I think he's somebody that's probably better suited as a depth piece. Mm-hmm. I would love to have a new tight end in our room. The Panthers obviously like their tight end room, but when you don't have somebody like one of the top, 10 to 15 guys in the league, there's a big drop off, right? So obviously you guys are blessed with Tucker Kraft. But like I want us to have our own Tucker Kraft, and we just don't have that. I think the last time the Panthers had a 350-yard plus receiving tight end was 2019 with Greg Olsen. So it's been 7 years since we've had a tight end over 350 yards. So it's very, the bar is very low. 350 yards is all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. And I can't even get that. So
I was going to say, you guys can take Luke Musgrave from us. I know a lot of Packer fans would love that.
I don't know. Can he give me 350? I don't know. We'll see.
The thing is, though, Luke Musgrave never stays on his feet after the catch. He always drops.
Falls, yeah.
Like, doesn't drop the ball a lot, and that's why Matt LaFleur, after we won against the Packer Cowboys in playoffs, he was like, Luke Musgrave finally stayed on his feet, and the Packers all cheered. That's how bad it was. So it's bad when they do that.
Yeah.
But it was just like a joke. Okay. What is your thoughts about this? Not the biggest fan of Packers having 2 prime games and 2 Netflix games.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of NFL fans are really upset with, the NFL going to streaming services, which it kind of sucks, but the NFL is going to want to make their money regardless, and that's all it is for them. It's all about money. So yeah, like it's good to have those primetime games, when it causes the fans to have to, pay for a streaming service that they don't normally have. It kind of sucks. So it's like the double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, my team is on prime time, which obviously means they're a good team and people want to see them, but then I have to pay for that.
I mean, luckily for Prime is now on Twitch though, so it's not bad because of that. Like if you have like Twitch, you can watch Prime for free.
Okay.
Because of that. Yeah, Twitch has the Prime games for free. Like I just said. So it's not bad. Like if you have a Twitch account, you can watch it for free. The only bad part about Twitch is it has ads.
Oh, okay.
So it's just normal NFL commercials, but worse. But as far as Netflix goes, like for me, I don't really care because I have Netflix already.
Yeah.
The one that I'm mad about is that we play on Christmas and Thanksgiving technically.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like you said, the NFL's taking more time away from the NBA.
Yeah, that's all it is. They're trying to have a monopoly on the.
I get it.
Yeah.
The NFL's just going to expand more, either to other states. What team do you think is next get expanded? Do you think there is one?
Oh, man, I don't know. I think I'm waiting to see if Canada.
See, the thing is, though, they have their own league, so
yeah,
I don't.
They have the CFL, so I'm trying to think what other location can get a team because it was funny you mentioned that because I remember it was like 2022 or 2023 when the Panthers were really bad and David Tepper was having his little he was having a hissy fit and he threw the drink on the Jaguars fan. Everybody was like, "Oh, the Panthers are going to leave North Carolina. Like, where is David Tepper going next?" And I'm like, "Where could we go? Like, there's nowhere else for us. Like, are we going to go to North Dakota? Like, where are we going to go? Like, I just don't know." Like,
there's really no other states that need a team. I guess like Kentucky, but like that's just
but I don't know, like where, like Louisville, Kentucky. Like, is there you gonna the Kentucky Panthers? I don't know. Like it just doesn't sound.
Yeah, I get it. It doesn't sound right. Iowa,
yeah.
Okay. Don't shut up, Brittany. She's a former Iowa Hawkeye. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Iowa and then Wyoming and Montana. Like, no, the Bears got Indiana. The Bears have Indiana. Don't worry.
Yeah, Bears have. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, no international games for the Packers. Yeah, do you guys have
one? No, we have no international games this year.
Which
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. We went to, I think it was Germany in 2024. Okay. And that was the last one we had. So
I mean, at least you guys don't have to travel to the UK. Or Brazil was the last Packer one in 2023, I think.
Yeah, I think we have the least amount of miles traveled this year.
Yeah, it's both of our
it's like less than 9,000 miles, and I'm like,
yeah, I think Packers is like 8,000.
Yeah.
Look at our teams go, not traveling anywhere besides states.
Which is good.
Also, most of the last Packers games, and I don't know if you looked at the Packers schedule enough. Most of the last like home games are like the last little bit of the schedule is mostly at home, actually. So
yeah, ours is the same way.
Is it really?
Yeah, we have 4 of our last 5 games are at home.
So ours are built somewhere. Interesting. Okay, that's fun. Ew. We already talked about early bye. No, we literally talked about the early bye already. Yeah, 4 of the last 5 games are at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, we're the same. Twins.
Yeah, literally. Wait, you guys can be the Minnesota. No, Minnesota doesn't need another team. Never mind. I was gonna say Minnesota Panthers, but no, that doesn't sound.
I'm trying to think where. Like, I'm gonna do my research and I'll find it when I find the location. I'll send it to you. I'll say, yeah, we can be the Panthers.
Like Wyoming Panthers. I don't know. Like Cheyenne Panthers.
Yeah, like it'll have to be like.
It just doesn't sound good.
It doesn't roll off the tongue well. No.
No, like the Indiana Bears doesn't even sound good either.
The Oklahoma City Panthers. Yeah, we're.
No. Oklahoma's bad enough with the weather, though.
I know. Gosh, I was stationed in Oklahoma, and there's nothing there. Good.
Okay. Okay. we know you guys have the early bye, but do you think this early rush helps Bryce Young find his rhythm?
So I think with the thing with Bryce is every year with Bryce, he struggles early on in the season. So I think the bye could be a benefit for him if he struggles those first 4 weeks, and it's like, hey, like and you need to reset, or there's some things we need to figure out going forward. But he always picks it up down the stretch, so that's good. But I think the biggest thing that we're looking for as Panthers fans from him is, can we get more consistency from you? Like you're coming up on a time where you're looking at an extension, right? And if you want to get the money that all these big time quarterbacks are getting, you have to be consistent. Like Jordan Love came in 1 year, was consistent, won a playoff game, and took the 49ers to the brink in the playoffs, got an extension because he looked like a franchise quarterback. Bryce has not put together a full season where he's looked like a franchise quarterback.
But you have to remember Jordan Love also sat behind Aaron Rodgers. So is that an idea that you think every quarterback should do, is sit behind the quarterback that they play with right now? Like
I think like with Mendoza in Las Vegas right now, I think the best thing they can do for Mendoza is let Kirk Cousins take the hits in year one. Maybe not the full season, right? Like you can give him like 7 to 8 weeks of Kirk Cousins, and then by that time with Mendoza, it's like, hey, Mendoza, you sat for 7, 8 weeks or so, and we're not going to the playoffs. The Raiders aren't going to the playoffs, so now you can step in and kind of you can be the guy, you can take over from here. But I don't agree with quarterbacks unless you're just Andrew Luck, which is the last quarterback that I saw come in year one and just look ready. He just looked the part, right? I think they should definitely sit for an extended period of time, whether that's a year, 4 years, whatever. Like Anthony Richardson, we saw with Indianapolis, he was not ready, and they threw him out there, and it ruined his confidence. I think his time in Indianapolis is done. But I think you want to make sure that, and you guys have the Packers have laid out the blueprint for years. Whether it was Aaron Rodgers first and now it's Jordan Love now.
Well,
so
Bart started Brett Favre too.
Yeah.
Not just Jordan Love, But it's just crazy. And then the Rams did it again. Rams might have done it again too.
Yeah. I think Ty's going to sit for maybe 2 years, maybe more. I don't know. Because Matthew Stafford just won MVP. So it's like.
Right. So is he going to want to retire? Probably not, knowing that. No, I'm laughing at this comment. At least the Green Bay Packers will have their same forever. Yeah. It's because the owner basically said so.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I think people are forgetting the Packers are the only team that's owned by the community too. Mm-hmm. We don't have an official owner. I think that's what a lot of people are forgetting about these like name changes and stuff. It's like, what are you going to do for the Packers? You can't. So it's like you could if you wanted to, but you can't.
Yeah.
Okay. So you actually might like this one. I'm kind of scared what you're going to do for this one, actually. Even more now. This is one that I've asked this all the time last season. I'm curious what your answer is going to be. If you can bring back any one Panthers legend in their prime to put into this year's roster, knowing that you're going to be in the playoffs and win a Super Bowl, who would it be?
Luke Kuechly.
Oh, fine.
Luke Kuechly. For me, Luke Kuechly is my favorite Panther all time.
Okay.
I feel like Luke, he was forced to retire early due to concussions, so it kind of really robbed us of, some of the best years of him. He only played 8 years with us. He was an All-Pro for 7 of those years, and he also feels a need. Like I said earlier, if there was somebody I could sign right now, I'd sign a linebacker to pair next to Devin Lloyd. And if I had Luke Kuechly next to Devin Lloyd, I don't think there's a better linebacker duo in the league. So obviously that would make us a very an elite defense almost. I would say. So I've thought about this when you asked it earlier. I was like, do I bring back Cam? Because
I thought for sure you would bring got Cam.
Like Cam meant so much. Like Cam's probably the most impactful player in our franchise's history. And I think the second one is probably Steve Smith or close. And then obviously Luke's up there too. But like I said, Luke's my favorite player. So I always lean Luke.
Wait, so you didn't say Devin Funchess. Interesting. Wait, why didn't you say Devin Funchess? I'm saying this because he was a Packer player for a little bit.
Yeah, Devin Funchess. So in the 2017 playoffs,
oh no,
we played against the Saints, and the Saints were the number 1 seed at the time. It was the year that they, the whole play action or pass interference stuff happened when they, But we played them in the playoffs, and we had a chance to win the game. And Devin Funchess was open, and Cam Newton throws it up to him, and he loses the ball in the lights in the dome. And he was like, "I lost it in the lights," and I was like, "So Funchess, like he had potential.
Yeah,
he had potential with us, and he had a couple good seasons, but he was never the number 1 guy.
Yeah,
and I know they tried to make him the number 1 guy that 2017 season when they traded Kelvin Benjamin away. So, yeah, I'm not a big Devin Funchess fan.
Well, I can tell you this: Packers aren't either because he didn't even make the 53 that one season. He didn't even
Wasn't he like a tight end?
A wide receiver.
Oh yeah, I know he tried to make the transition to a tight end. And I was like, yeah.
No, we didn't. That's like, who was it? Someone just did that. That was a wide receiver. I think it was one of our undrafted free agents, like RJ Maryland or something. He was like wide receiver, and then he.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Or something, but it's crazy. I feel like more should do that though because our wide receiver room is so big right now with like Jaden Reed just getting signed again, like Christian Watson, Samari Toure, or not Samari Toure, Savion Williams, same situation. Jerry Rice's son was a wide receiver to tight end. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Brandon Rice.
Yesterday. Oh, he's switching over to tight end. I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool.
What do you think he's going to do on the Packers?
I was a fan of him coming out of college, and
he's going to make the 53 though.
I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, especially switching over to a new position, coming to a new team and then switching to a new position. It's gonna be tough. I don't really peg him as a blocker. So we'll see. I don't know. Like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I've always known Green Bay Packers tight ends to be able to block really well. So if he can't do that, I don't know if he's going to be able to cut it.
I mean, we saw Mercedes Lewis. That was probably the best blocker that we've done in a while. And then he went to the Broncos. Technically, we could sign him, but no, because he's like a free agent now or something. He never got signed. So, yeah, Justin made a good point. Policy also said they won't be selling the name rights to Lambeau Field. Yeah, so no one can have Lambeau Field either. I feel like that's historic. Like, I don't know, for a player that like used to play in the league that is no longer. And as far as like my player, I know, okay, this is a far-fetched one, but I would say Jordy Nelson. Like, Jordy Nelson and Jordan Love. Or Ray Nitschke. I know he's passed away, but him on our defense, I don't know if anyone can stop him. And that's like a position that we need.
Yeah.
Because we have.
That's kind of why I went with Luke as well, yeah.
We have Micah, but he's Devontae. Yeah. Devontae Adams. Yeah. I'll take it.
Charles Woodson.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Clay Matthews.
Yeah, Clay Matthews, yeah. Clay Matthews and Micah Parsons rushing the passer would be insane.
AJ Hawk. BJ Rogers.
Yeah, AJ Hawk, yeah.
We have so many, though, is the thing with the history. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like you can pretty much match anyone up with Micah and make it good.
That's true.
I mean, a lot of people still argue about LVN, Lucas Van Ness. A lot of people still argue about him. Like, what is he going to do?
Yeah, I think he could take a leap this season. I think with Gary out of the way and was it Enoch Bari? Is he gone too? Yeah, he's gone too. So I mean, I think Lucas Van Ness, he's like the only one like the main one there until Micah comes back. So, yeah, we'll see. I think he's got all the tools, he's got the traits, he's got the talent. It's just a matter of putting it out on the field.
Justin, shout out to Clay Matthews, who was in the schedule release video. That's true.
I wonder if Clay could still play. He looks like it. He looks like he could still play.
I feel like he's already said that he would. So mean. Ew. I might have to break out that Clay Matthews jersey again. Wait, never mind. Someone has his old jersey number. Dang it. Well, that's the thing is like Russell Douglas. That's another one I would love to see back playing. Because he's a free agent, so he could do it.
Former Panther.
Former Packer, too.
Yep. So
played with Joe Barry, which a lot of people hated. And there's reasons why for that. Justin, stop. Okay, see, a lot of my audience knows about Tom Grundy.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Justin, he doesn't know about Tom. Chill out for a little bit. Okay. When you saw the week 8, right?
Week 8, yeah.
Both Packers and Panthers. Oh my God. Packers and Panthers. Good God. Packers and Panthers game on the schedule. Did you automatically check for the weather, for the snow?
Yes, I was hoping because I knew it was in Lambeau. I knew it was a away game. And I wanted it to be before week 10 at least. Because why? I know like if it's post week 10, the likelihood that it's snowing cold and we're in Carolinas. We're in the Carolinas. Right. We don't do
I get it.
Like that, like we don't want to see that. That's I think is such an advantage for the northern teams when the playoffs come around.
You mean like the Dolphins coming to Lambeau?
The Dolphins, they're like definitely don't want to go to Lambeau. They don't want to go anywhere near the cold. I just remember
they're coming to Lambeau this year.
Well, and that was going to be a W anyway. Regardless, I think they have the worst roster in football. I think they have the worst roster in football. And I don't think it's close.
Or is it because of the coaching staff or the players?
Well, I think it's just because they got rid of everybody. They went in. They came in and cleaned house. Now I know they drafted like 13 players, so obviously, and I like their draft. It was good, but I'm not banking on rookies to make a difference in year one for them. So yeah, I think like I said, they have the worst roster right now. But yeah, like going back to your question, the sooner you play in Lambeau, the better, because the later you play there, unless you're just used to playing in the cold, the sooner you play them, the better.
The one that I'm most excited for, and you might agree with this, knowing what you just said about the weather, the Bills versus Packers at Lambeau.
Yeah.
Week 14.
Yeah, week 14. So
at prime time too. So it's gonna be like icy. It's gonna be cold.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna be iconic for tailgating. That one.
Oh yeah.
Can you
Bills Mafia.
Well, that and the tables breaking and the beer, like those two, I feel like are gonna have the most beer drinking.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately. Okay. Knowing that you guys were in the playoffs last year, do you think it would be the same? Like, do you guys think you'll make it again?
I expect us to. Like you said, we made it last year. I think we made improvements in the biggest weaknesses we had, especially on the defense side of the ball. Defense side of the ball for us last year, bad linebacker play and couldn't pressure the quarterback. So obviously we improved in both those areas this year. Well, also, like I said, you're getting back a Pro Bowl guard in Robert Hunt, who only played 2 games last year for us. So we're getting him back fully healthy. Luke Fortner's coming in from New Orleans, who, as good as Cade Mays was for us, Luke Fortner, all by all metrics and statistics, he was better than Cade Mays was last year. So obviously you improve at center, you improve at right guard. Still a question to see if we improved at left tackle, because Icky was at least serviceable, in certain spots. So is Monroe Freeling going to be serviceable as a rookie? We'll see. But I do think we made improvements across the board. Did we improve everything? No. You can't improve everything in one offseason anyway, unless you just have one hole, like the Rams, and it's the Rams. So But yeah, I think the realistic expectations for us is, worst case scenario, get a wild card. If you're not competing for a playoff spot by week 17, week 18, then the season was a failure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you say it's earlier for some of the teams like the Cardinals, for instance? Because I don't know if you've seen their schedule; it's horrible.
I like the Cardinals' offense. I don't like their defense. I don't like their defense. I think Little LaFleur is gonna do some good things there. With Jeremiah Love and Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride, and Michael Wilson. I think they have a solid offensive line too, but their defense just has too many holes for them. Yeah, I know Jacoby Brissett's gonna throw the ball. Now, will he throw it to the other team quite often? Yes, he will. They're also in a very tough division. Yeah. Like they have 3 teams that can compete for a Super Bowl. Definitely. And it's similar to you guys in the North. Like you have 4 teams that can win the division. Well, and
I would say 3. I don't count the Vikings.
No, you don't count. So yeah, the Cardinals. I think they're still a couple years away. I think the Falcons are a year away. The Saints, maybe. I think the Saints are, I like Kellen Moore. I like what they did with their offense. But again, their defense took a hit. They were older anyway. And then they lost their 3 main pieces on defense this year. The Giants are still a year away. We'll see what the Washington Commanders can look like. The Dallas Cowboys are the Dallas Cowboys. So really, I don't know. I don't know about them. But yeah.
Because they traded away Micah Parsons for 2 firsts.
Yeah, so we'll see what they do. But for me, it's like, hey, there's probably 3 teams in the AFC or the NFC North, and 3 teams in the NFC West. Yeah. Those are probably going to make at least 5 of the 7 spots in the playoffs, which is nuts to think about. But
yeah, the thing is, how are the Lions going to look with?
Yeah, I think the Bears will regress. I can't confidently say that their defense is going to produce as many turnovers as they did last year. I just don't think so. Obviously, you add Kobe Bryant and Dylan Thieneman, which is good, but at the same time, I just think they got really lucky last year when it came to those turnovers. The fact that they didn't have to see Jordan Love in a couple of those games against the Packers last year. They didn't have to see Micah Parsons in the playoffs. Yeah. They got really lucky in Ben Johnson's first year, and I think Ben Johnson's a good coach. But at the same time, do I think that's a Super Bowl contending roster? Absolutely not. I don't think it is. I think the Patriots they benefited a lot from the schedule, and if they played a solid quarterback in the playoffs, they probably don't make the Super Bowl either. So we'll see if lightning can strike twice for both of those teams.
We'll see.
Yeah. And then, like you said, with the Lions, as long as Jared Goff's back there, and I like Jared Goff, I think he's decent, but as long as Jared Goff's back there, I don't trust him.
Well, I was also going to say, for the Lions, I think it depends on their offensive alignment too, because we've seen them with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons literally derailed them like it was nothing.
Yeah. And I mean, I saw it with Jalen Phillips last year. He destroyed Penei Sewell. Right. Penei Sewell was one of the top offensive linemen in the league, and he just destroyed him. And now they're moving Penei Sewell to the left side. So
interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do. Maybe Dan Campbell knows more than me. I think he does. So we'll see.
I'm just curious about where that player that you just mentioned and where Micah Parsons is going to line up now, knowing that. Yeah.
I would line him up against the rookie. I would line him up against the rookie and say
they should switch them to the other side, knowing that.
Line him up against the rookie and say, figure it out, buddy.
I mean, they did that with Micah.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Okay. You already talked about. Did you think Brandon Cisse was going to make it to you guys? Because
no, like I said earlier, I thought Brandon Cisse was going to go, early second round, late first round, especially after his combine and his pro day. He had a really good 40 time, and him being over 6 foot, I was like, okay, this is a big cornerback, physical, he's athletic. He's not going to fall to 51. So,
who was your favorite Packers draft pick?
It was Cisse. It was Cisse.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Not naming him. That's not fair.
Okay, let's see.
I can tell you the draft class if you need it.
Yeah, let me go ahead.
So Chris McClellan was round 2 or round 3. We traded up for him.
I like McClellan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because McClellan was who I wanted us to target at 119.
Interesting. Okay.
We brought him in for a top 30 visit.
A lot of Packer fans wanted orange, which the Vikings took, which we're mad at.
So Dominic Orange, it depends on what you want, right? Like if you want somebody that can rush the passer, then you probably want McClellan.
Okay.
But if you want somebody that's going to stop the run, then you want Dominic Orange because Dominic Orange is just a run stuffer. He's probably one of the best, nose tackles in the draft this year. But McClellan, somebody that's 6'3", about 315 pounds, 305 pounds. He's going to rush the passer. Coming off a year where I think he had about 6-7 sacks, which was really good for our 3 technique. So I think it's somebody that can kind of come in and replace what Kenny Clark gave you guys for those years.
We'll take it because that's what we need. After we lost Kenny Clark, and I know that's going to come up with the Micah Parsons question.
Yeah.
I feel like after we lost Kenny Clark, it was like nothing. Like we have Devontae Wyatt, but he also hurt himself really bad with the torn Achilles last year, I think. Or it was like a broken femur or something. So a bad leg bone injury, which after we lost him, it's like we had no defense. Like we brought back Jonathan Ford, but he was horrible.
Yeah.
No, but we also had Denied Denison from Penn State.
Yeah, Dennis Sutton. So Brett Coleman posted about like what the top 10 pass rushers in the league, the metrics as far as like what they hit, right? Denied Dennis Sutton and TJ Parker were the only 2, and I think Malachi Lawrence. Those 3 were the only ones that like hit 7 of the 8 blocks.
So why was Denied Dennis Sutton still there in 4th round? Is it
because I think he had like a down year at Penn State. Everybody expected him to take the leap with Abdul Carter gone. They were like, okay, he's the guy now, and he just didn't have the same type of production. So, do I think he can be a number 1? Maybe, but I don't think he has to be. He doesn't have to be when you have Van Ness and then you have Michael Parsons. I think he's somebody that can come in and complementary and be a DPR in year 1. He can provide 3 to 4 sacks in his first year.
Okay. Yeah, and then we had Jagger Burton from Kentucky, our offensive lineman. Did you like him? Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think Jagger Burton was my center 8 in the class.
Okay.
So obviously somebody I thought was going to get drafted, and I had the Panthers draft. If you go look back at like all the mock drafts I did, I drafted McClellan, I drafted Cisse, I drafted Jaeger Burton. So I drafted everybody you've named. I drafted at least one.
Well, this might change. Damani Jackson. Did you draft him?
I did not draft Damani Jackson. No, did not draft him.
That was our first 6th round pick, and then Trace Mack.
Trace Mack, okay, yeah.
Was our. Which one of those did you like the most? Not naming Cisse, I guess McClellan.
Yeah, I'd probably say it was McClellan, just because I feel like McClellan's going to come in and be an impact guy in day 1.
McClellan is going to start right away, because that's what a lot of Packer fans are like curious that he's not going to start right away.
So you drafted him in the 3rd round, right?
Correct.
Is there anybody ahead of him? Like I know Wyatt's coming off the injury. Who else is ahead of him in the depth chart?
Let me check. Because I honestly don't know.
Because I think he could start. I think Jaeger Burton's going to provide depth year 1.
Okay.
But I think he's also somebody that can be a starter.
So do you think Jaeger Burton's going to be a center or a guard?
I think that's where like in year 1 he's going to provide that flexibility where he can be a center or a guard depending on injuries, right? I think he's probably better suited as a center, but he could also play guard.
Wait, Packers app is weird. That's what I'm looking at it. It's so weird because it doesn't have a depth chart. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, it literally has coaches and transaction stats. So weird. Okay, maybe we can't find it because maybe it's not listed because the Packers usually don't list it until after, like the 53-man rosters out or preseason. So that kind of
the only person I know like is Devontae White. Well, you said Javon Hargrave. You have Javon Hargrave now too.
And we also have Baron Sorrell from last year's draft and Colin Albert as well.
Okay, yeah, I think he could come in. I wouldn't say like he's a day 1 starter, but I would be shocked if he's not getting valuable snaps by week 8.
So by the time you guys play him, got it.
Yeah.
I'll
see him on the field against us.
Good to know. Oh my gosh, some of these were bad. Okay. What is the one thing about the 2026 Panthers team that you think that rest of the NFL is sleeping on?
I think for us, I think Chuba Hubbard can be a really good back. I think we saw it in 2024 when he was 8th in the league in rushing yards, which he had like over 1,100 yards, and he missed 2 games, by the way. So like he had 1,153 rushing yards in 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people are forgetting that because of last year's injuries, and he was kind of plagued with that. But like I said, you're getting Robert Hunt back, who's one of the best run blocking guards in the league, and you're having Chuba Hubbard be the guy again, with also Jonathan Brooks coming off the 2 ACL injuries. So we'll see how he does. He's just got to stay healthy, but I think they complement each other really well, and it's just going to be interesting to see how the run game takes a step forward, because I think everybody thought that Rico Dowdle was just really good for us last year based off his numbers. And if you look at the big picture, he had 3 or 4 good games, and everything else was just very mediocre. So I think our running game is probably going to take a step forward this year, and I'm really excited about that.
So I hope my Packers stop your run. Got it. Good to know. I doubt it. Honestly, here's the thing. I don't know, because we have a whole new coaching staff too. Pretty much the whole new coaches this year. Like a whole new safeties coach too. It's like pretty much the only one that stayed is like Vince Okabasi from defensive. And that's it. Because Jonathan Gannon brought all his guys in. So it's kind of hard to do. You mentioned Yager Burton was a good center. Do you think he would play guard or no? Or tackle or just center?
I think he could play guard in spots. I think he's a better center, but yeah, he can play
left or right guard. What would you say?
Left. Probably left, yeah.
Well, I can tell you that Packer fans don't like our left guard currently. So, because it was Aaron Banks from the 49ers last year is what we did. So if he can be better than him, Packers fans would be happy. No, I was wondering about right guard because that's Zach Tom's position, and he's been decent. But the thing is, he's coming off an oblique injury, I believe. So that's tough to come off of. Okay, did you want to ask me your 4 questions and we can get to the Tom one? Because that's going to be a little bit more explaining, maybe.
Yeah.
If you have them up, that'd be great.
I think the first question I want to ask you, who scares you the most in your division? Obviously, you said not the Vikings. So is it the Lions or the Bears?
I would say Bears.
Bears.
And that's only because of that playoff game.
Yeah.
If here's the thing. If we had Mason Crosby, I think we would have won it. I think it's our kicker. And also that game was on Prime. So
yeah.
Not biased, but biased. But I think it's honestly the Bears. That scares me the most.
That's fair.
Caleb Williams. Like he doesn't scare me, but kind of.
So is this Mason or Christian Watson? Is this his year to be the number 1 guy, or is it Matthew Golden?
If he stays healthy. That's the thing, is health. Like health is what it is.
I agree. I agree.
Like, if he does, yeah. If he doesn't, no. But the thing is, are the Packers going to extend Christian Watson? That's something that the Packers are looking out for. And the reason why I'm saying yes to extending Christian Watson, and I don't know if you agree with this, you might disagree. Packers actually, for wide receivers, we got rid of our former wide receiver coach. But our wide receiver coach is now gone, last year's wide receiver coach, so it's going to be a different one. However, the one that we brought in is Noah Pauley, which coached Christian Watson in college. So is that going to help Christian Watson get probably healthier? Maybe. Is that going to teach Matthew Golden? Maybe. Is that going to help Savion Williams? Because the thing is, with Savion Williams and Marshawn Lloyd, they were always bad. Like, when I say bad, I mean not healthy. So, we'll see.
And then we talked about like the pass rush with Gary gone to Dallas and Micah, being out probably until, at least the first several weeks of the season.
They're saying week 4 is the list.
So like, who do you? Is it Luke Van Ness? Is it Dennis Sutton? Like who's providing the pass rush?
That's tough. We also have Colin Oliver too, from a couple of years ago. Jeff's classes. Did you watch his footage at all or no?
No.
People have been calling him Baby Micah. Is his nickname? So maybe Colin Oliver. And the thing is, Colin Oliver also hasn't got a lot of snaps because he only played last year's week 18 game, and that was against the Vikings. Okay, see, Justin is saying Baron Sorrell from Texas. That was last year's draft class.
Yeah.
Baron Sorrell, 5th round. He was good. But I just want to see them all get more playing time is the thing. Because they're all learning still. I guess is what I'm going to say about them.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be by committee, at least for the first 4 or 5 weeks. And then the last question is, what is your grade for the draft? I know you guys didn't have a first-round pick, but what's your grade?
That's tough because, like I told you, I don't really follow it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go based off of other podcasters that graded it because I've seen it. Here's the thing. It honestly depends if you like the picks. It is what it is.
Yeah.
We won't know until like 2 years. That's how the Packers mantra always says is we don't know. Because most of the time rookies won't even get a playing chance. And will they all make the roster? That's something else that we don't know.
Okay.
I'm only questioning that because there's so many competitions. There's offensive line. There's defensive. There's kicker competition this year. It is what it is. And the thing is, and I know we didn't draft a quarterback technically, but we undrafted a quarterback. Drones from Virginia Tech.
Yes, I know you're talking about.
That undrafted free agency. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be like I've talked to friends of mine that are fans of that team, and they're saying he's going to be like a baby Malik Willis, possibly. So
he's a good athlete, I think. I don't know about as far as passing the ball, he's not the best.
Okay, so speaking of quarterback, I guess, what was your opinion about the Packers signing Tyrod Taylor? Were you surprised by it? Were you not?
I think it was smart. Getting somebody in there that can run the offense in case Jordan Love fall off.
You know what the funniest part about that? You might know who this is. We had Desmond Ridder as our backup.
Ugh. Yeah, he's terrible.
That's why we cut him and got Tyrod Taylor. And then we also brought Kyle McCorden from the Eagles last year. So he's still a Packer.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this actually might be fun. How many rookies will make the Panthers roster, do you think? Do you think all of them? I don't know how the Panthers usually do it.
Yeah, I think they all will. The only one is maybe the 7th round linebacker we drafted out of Ohio, Miami, Ohio. So we'll see. He's the only one that I have questions about. But then I also have some UDFAs that I think will make the roster as well. There's 3 guys that I think have a chance to make it, but we'll see if they do. So.
Really quick, I just saw your private message. I'm trying to wrap this up really quick.
You're good.
Okay. I'm going to talk about the Tom Grossi one. So basically, Tom Grossi was fan of the year of 2023. Good God, Mary. You know who he is pretty well. He did 30 and 30 last year, where he did every 30 stadiums in one day.
Oh, wow.
30 stadiums, 30 days. He is going to be in Charlotte. Is the fun part about you, I guess. Are you hoping to meet him when he comes to Charlotte?
I think that would be cool.
I can send you the date.
He's not going to have a ton of time. He obviously got to get to the next stadium.
The thing is, though, he travels at night.
Okay.
So fans can bring him anything. So he did this in 2023 was the last time, and he's going to do it for St. Jude again is how he usually does it. So it goes back to charity.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So last year people brought cheer wine from your famous soda from your state.
Yeah.
No, but like people like bring him everything. And then the thing is he will take time to sign stuff, to take videos for your podcast. So that might be a good one to get your podcast out there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Really quick, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Panthers Pulse, and then also on Substack. Like I said earlier, I try to get out at least one to two articles a week. It just depends on what I have to talk about. Right now, it's kind of a lull about what I have to talk about, so I just kind of try to make stuff up as I go. Like I recently just put out a depth chart projection, so we'll see. If anybody has any suggestions, I'm all ears and eyes on that. So just like I said, Panthers Pulse on Twitter and Substack.
I love it. Just so you guys know, I will. Brittany knows about Tom Grossi. I was literally just talking about him today. That's funny. I'll put your Twitter in the bio so they can follow you.
Okay.
And I know most of them would love to follow new people. Most of them write articles or books, so to help you get ideas. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. Let's try to get you on before the Packers and Panthers game.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, just let me know.
Yeah. If you want me to come on when you start your podcast, please let me know. I would be happy to do it.
I got you. Thank you so much, Mary.
Anything else to say to our amazing fans? Of course.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I look forward to talking to you guys again before week 8.
You guys will hear him soon. You guys just heard it.
And go beat the Bears.
Wait, you guys play them week 1. We play the Vikings.
Yeah, I know, but still, I told you we have that rivalry where it's just a weird rivalry where we don't like each other. So,
hey, I feel that. No, thank you so much again. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Go Pack Go, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.